Okay, I think you sleep late last night.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start our lesson.
Yeah.
Okay, so last time we are done with Unit 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so this time we will proceed to Unit 3, Strategy. So we are done leadership. Okay, so this time we will discuss strategy. Okay, now let's read the quote of the day. Can you read first?
Um, the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do.
Yes. Okay, what is that? The essence of strategy is choosing what not to do. Do you know what is strategy?
Um, yes.
Strategy, or in other words, the technique you will use. Yes. Is it true that the essence of strategy is choosing what not to do? Are you agree?
Yes.
Yes, because in choosing your strategy, or every time you work with strategy, of course, you will choose the best thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you will start your plan with a good idea, a good strategy, and of course you have to you can eliminate where is the things that which the best thing to do and not to do, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now let's proceed to the objectives. Okay, so let's learn word powers, synonyms, and suffixes. Okay, do you know synonyms?
Um,
Synonyms. Word with different meaning, but the same, different spelling, but the same in meaning, right?
oh,
Synonyms.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, and suffixes. And let's learn also the future tense, how to make a presentation. And let's discuss, have you ever made a development strategy for your team, or what did the strategy focus on? And let's learn also, what factors do you think that affect your strategy? And what steps do you consider to change in the process of making a presentation? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, before we will start, let's have a warm up first. Okay, let's watch the video and answer the following questions.
Viet Cong guerrilla, the Vietnam War. The Viet Cong were the evolution of the communist Viet Minh guerrillas during the First Indochina War against the French. The country split into the communist-ruled North and the U.S.-backed South under Ngo Dinh Diem. As it became apparent, Diem's government was unpopular. The North Vietnamese government sent former Viet Minh guerrillas to the south along the Ho Chi Minh Trail to aid the struggle for a unified communist Vietnam. These cadres made contact with villagers and talked to the locals in order to gain support for their cause. In 1960, the National Liberation Front, set up as a part of the political arm of the guerrilla movement, calling for the southern Vietnamese to overthrow the camouflage colonial regime of the American imperialists. These cadres recruited guerrilla soldiers from support of local people they found, or in some cases, recruited at gunpoint. The main full-time guerrillas were trained at bases, ready for full-scale combat, while the part-time guerrillas would remain in the villages as militia with basic training. They would provide intel and set booby traps around the perimeter. The Viet Cong guerrilla wore a floppy jungle hat, rubber sandals, and a tunic. Some of the weapons they used were the Soviet SKS carbine semi-automatic rifle, the Soviet 7.62mm AK-47 assault rifle, or its Chinese copy, the Type 56 assault rifle, RPGs, grenades, landmines, and other booby traps. The Viet Cong would raid villages and eliminate government-appointed village leaders. They would ambush the enemy on roads and launch attacks on U.S. military advisors. When the United States sent in its armed forces to prevent the fall of South Vietnam to communist forces, it found the Viet Cong to be a difficult foe. The Viet Cong carried out ambushes and laid booby traps while engaging in close combat firefights to prevent the use of air support by U.S. forces. The Viet Cong guerrilla, meanwhile, in addition to combat with U.S. ground forces, had to endure bombing, napalm, and heavy armed enemy aircraft and helicopters. They also had to endure poisonous reptiles and malaria as well as starvation. Many Viet Cong would hide from the enemy in tunnels which contained kitchens, a hospital, and sleeping quarters. During the Tet Offensive in 1968, the Viet Cong took advantage of the fact that South Vietnamese soldiers would be on leave, concealing themselves among civilians returning home. They occupied cities across South Vietnam, even occupying the capital, Saigon, and demoralizing American morale to continue in the war.
Subscribe to see more history videos.
Okay, so did you understand
Get simple
the
history of the
video?
Vietnam War out today.
Yes. I can
Okay.
understand because it's is Vietnamese history.
Yes, it's all about Viet Cong guerrilla, right?
Mm.
The Vietnam War. Okay, so let's try to answer the following questions. The video is about Vietnam War, Viet Cong guerrilla. So after watching, please tell me your idea about. Okay, so number one, can you answer number one?
What is guerrilla strategies?
Yes, what are their strategy?
Mm. I think in Vietnam, Việt Cộng has uh, a strategy is I think it's mean in Vietnam it's called du kích war.
What is that?
I don't know, but I think I don't know in English. In Vietnam, it's called du kích war.
Mm-hmm.
It mean make the wars for a long time and use many small team to many small team to do.
Yes. Okay, so what are some weapons they used? The weapons they use and what are some techniques they use?
Um, they use many mm, they
What?
use many kind of weapon.
Yes, different kinds of weapons. What
Weapon.
else? What are some techniques they use in order to win the war, to defeat the Americans?
They use some kind of gun, some kind of gun manufacture like Chinese guns.
Yes, they made some trap, land traps. They make a hole and then they will trap the
Weapon.
enemy, right?
Yeah, and it. Yeah.
Yes, they dig the soil, the soil. They dig the soil and put some sharp things
Yeah.
inside, and then they will trap the U.S. Army. Okay, what that's one way to defeat their enemy. And
Yeah.
they use what? Snake, right? Poisonous snake.
Yeah.
Yes. And they use bombs and helicopters, right?
Helicopter Americans use.
Yeah. So for Americans also strategy to defeat Vietnam, they use helicopters and bombs, right?
Yeah.
But for the Viet Cong, they use traps, they use different weapons,
Yeah.
and they use also poisonous snakes in order to
Yeah.
um,
They
uh,
make many tunnels
tunnel.
in
Yes, yes,
ground. Yeah.
yes. They make a tunnel for them to hide the enemy, and they put some clinic.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Uh,
in Vietnam, when the war Viet Cong has special kitchen.
yes. They have
Uh,
special.
when we cook in some plate, and the smoke may be in different, maybe it's 1 or 2 kilometer.
Oh, yes.
It's called kitchen, not smoke, no
Mm,
smoke.
wow. Okay, so what do you think about the importance of strategy?
Mm, I think
Yes.
I
What do
think
you think? Why strategy is very important um, to us, not just on a war, but why
uh, they
strategy is
use
important?
they use guerrilla strategies. They use guerrilla strategy, and American army is very difficult to finish the war
To yes,
because
to defeat them.
the war um, can uh, the war can very long.
Yes, because U.S. Army is hard to defeat, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to use as an guerrilla. They have to use some techniques or some strategy in order to defeat the U.S. Army. Okay, because you cannot compete U.S. Army's weapons against us, right? In terms of weapons, they have a lot of weapons to use in a war. So you have to use strategy
Yeah.
for that. So that's why strategy is importance for the guerrilla, right? Yes. Okay. So now let's proceed to the word power. Okay, can you read?
Yeah. Um, Developing a successful strategy is a vital part.
Vital.
Vital.
Yes.
It's a vital part of planning process for all business organization. Uh,
Okay.
analysis, analyzing where business stand in relation to its market and compet, competition
Competition.
competition
Yes.
enable it to identify
Identify, yes.
identify uh, potential opportunity
Opportunities, yes. Potential opportunities.
uh, opportunities for growth and potential threat.
Okay.
Have you ever made a development strategy for your team? What did your strategy focus on?
Wow. So have you ever made a development strategy for your team as a leader, as a boss? So what did the strategy focus on? Like for example, in your company, so what are some strategy
Yeah.
you use? What are those strategy?
in in my company, I use some strategy to develop my company. For example, in the human resource, I use many young engineers because they can do much more and uh,
Mm-hmm.
I give them some target and they do it well.
Yes, they are very fresh, right?
Yeah,
In terms of analyzing or planning the what is this? The building structures, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a good ideas, good strategy. What else?
And in works, I often try some project use foreigners finance
Mm.
uh, because it's good for the payment
Oh, wow.
and
Yes.
it have a high price.
Yes, they would offer you high price, right?
Yeah.
Wow, good. Okay. So developing a successful strategy is a vital part of a planning process for all business organization. Yes, you have to prepare your strategies of planning process to make your business organization successful, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you should have a strategy. So analyzing where business stands in a relation to its market and competition enables it to identify potential opportunities for growth and potential threat. Yes, it's true. Okay, so not only for the war you have to use strategy, but for also for the business, right? Yes, very important to have strategy. Okay, now let's answer this strategy. Using a strategy. Okay, which of the following is strategy in business? Okay, can you read?
Choosing a strategy with the following the strategies in business, uh,
Yes.
product development, insurance for staff,
Mm-hmm.
economic forecast,
Okay.
competition,
Com-
competitor,
yes, competitors.
competitor, current sales,
Okay.
office decoration, uh,
And
technology.
mm-hmm. So which of the following is strategy in business, do you think? Is the product development is considered a strategy in business?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. You have to um, um, consider. You have to um, choose the best product, right? Number two, insurance for staff.
Mm,
Is it consider a strategy in business to insure your staff?
mm, no.
No. Like for example, in your company, did you insure your staffs, your employees?
Uh, in Vietnam, the insurance for staff is share with the company and staff.
Yes. Okay. You would divide it half for the company or and half for the employees.
Company, I think the insurance divide for three parts, and the company pay for two parts, and the staff pay for one part.
Yes. But aside from the payment, but of course you have to insure all your employees, right? Especially in your company because it's a construction firm.
Yeah.
So it's a very dangerous business for them.
Mm. Yes,
Yes.
but I
It's
think it maybe depend on the law, and it's not the strategy in business because it's depend on the law of the country.
okay, maybe, but for me, because I've worked as an office clerk for the construction firm for 10 years, so every time we have a new um employee, so we automatic insure them. Yes, because it can help us whenever what happened to them in the inside the building. So it could a big help for the company for the financial in terms of financial. Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yes, like for example, if one of your construction worker will lost his finger, like, so if they are insured, so it's much better, right?
Yeah.
The company will not shoulder the financial expenses. Yes. Okay. How about number three?
Economy forecast. I think
Economic forecasts. You have to consider that. You have to be aware of the economic forecasts in the country.
mm, yes, economic forecast affects to strategy in business.
Yes. Okay. How about competitors? Do you consider some competitors in your business as to your strategy?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Okay. Number five. How about current sales?
Mm, yes. Current sale is strategy in business.
Yes, of course. Sales is the most important in business. So you have to consider in making strategy your current sales. Yes,
Yeah.
your everyday income of the
Yeah.
company. Yes. How about the office decorations? Do you
Mm,
consider that as one of your or you consider that as business strategy?
yes.
Why? Office is decoration.
I think office decoration is make
Make the staff comfortable to work.
is it make the company brand identity.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. How about technology?
Technology is strategy is business.
Yes, of course. Like equipment you use in
Yes.
business, right? Yes. Okay, very good. Now let's listen and draw the diagram he describes. Okay, let's listen the audio and draw the diagram about the strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats.
Unit 3. Listening 1. Page 24. Well, all business organizations need to have a framework to help them to analyze their current position and then to use that information to help them to prepare for the future. There are many different ways that they can do this. Probably the best known is what's called the SWOT analysis. This very neatly divides the problem into 4 areas. It's normally represented as a square divided into 4 parts. At the top, you have the S for strengths and the W for weaknesses. And then on the bottom line, you have the O for opportunities and then T for threats. The idea is that if you analyze a business using these 4 criteria, then you should have the basic information to allow you to map out what the best strategy might be. Under strengths, you would put the things that it does well, and then under weaknesses, the things that it doesn't do quite so well. That leaves 2 spaces, one for opportunities that the company is in a position to exploit, and one for threats, the dangers that it will be exposed to in its markets in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you draw the diagram about this what do you call the SWOT?
Yes. I think it's called Scots.
Yes.
Scots. I learn it in when I learn in MBA course and
Ah, training, cost training. Mm-hmm.
yes,
Mm.
it's very famous famous
Famous in what?
really very famous models to uh,
Yes, for a business.
yes for feminists to
Yes.
a nanny's company.
Yes. So you have to consider of these four models, right? Or
Yeah.
techniques. The strength, you have to consider the strength. The weaknesses, what are some weaknesses inside the company? What are some opportunities? Um, and threats. Okay, now let's proceed to the next page. Okay, so can you read the definition of the word SWOT?
A tool commonly used as a start of a strategic plan to focus on the situation of the company.
Yes, so this is what you call a tool that you use to start the strategic planning. Yes, before you plan or before you will make a strategy. So you
Yeah.
have to consider all these four tools, right? Yes. First is the strengths. Okay, what are some strengths inside the company? The weaknesses. So if it is helpful or harmful.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. So now let's proceed to the reading skills. It's all about strategy. Okay.
Uh,
Just doing it differently.
yeah.
Okay, can you read?
For much of its histories, uh, lie nigh
Nike's destiny.
destiny. Oh. Nigh destiny was controlled by its founder, Filkai, and his running
Buddies.
buddy, buddies,
Mhm.
buddies, who sign up, uh, who's,
Athletes who signed up athletes.
who sign up athletes on locker room and make the executive decisions, take the combination of star design, Zone Ho and newcomer Mindy Grossman, Vice President
Yes.
of Global Op-
Apparel.
Apparel.
Yes.
Hope designs the look and feel the first night uh, good tester. The
Yes.
Grossman, whose career has included helping make Ralph Lauren into the retail icon, pitch the design ideas to night top retailer and store within stores. Now it looked like lie and has a chain to uh, reach a crucial object. Dapper is
Objective. Yes.
objective. Dapper is woman by the end of decades.
Okay. Yes. So how to sell to women.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
and Lywood Lywoodis began a concept for the woman only store, and there's a reason why many of the retail setting in which the company product was found was turn off to female customer,
Mm.
dark, loud, and
Harsh.
harsh in works in women's. It in subcontract the nakedness store has a comforting feel of a woman at home.
Owns home. A
Uh-huh.
woman's own home. Yes. So are you familiar with Nike's product?
Yes, I use
Nike.
some nice shoe.
Yes. This is all about the Nike's business, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the clothing business uh that what you call the Nike goodies. Okay. So from the start, Nike is what? Nike's company is controlled by Phil Knight, right?
Yeah,
The founder of this product is Phil Knight.
yeah, Finland.
Yes, but take the combination of star designer Joe Koch, the newcomer Mindy
Was
Grossman, vice president of the global apparel. Okay, so Hook designed the look and feel of the first Nike goodie store. So then Grossman, whose career was included helping make Ralph Lauren into a retail icon, pitched the design ideas to Nike's top retailers, our stores within stores. Okay, so now it looks like Nike has a chance to reach a crucial objective. Double its sales to women by the end of decade. So they use new strategy, right? How to sell to women because last time they find that Nike goodies is um uh, torn off to female customers, right? They feel that for female customers, it's dark, loud, and harsh, right? So they changed their strategy for that, and then they made a new design for women. Okay, can you read how to design for women?
yes. Nike was redesigning the shoe and clothes themselves. Nike for footwear designs work on 18 months production course,
Mm,
which made it hard to stay in step with the new style and kind for women. The apparel group which work around
which yes,
12
which
months
worked.
ago, which
Mhm.
was better at keeping up with fashion
Trends, yes.
trend. But that's myth. But that misses the closest weren't wasn't coordinates with shoe.
Coordinated with shoes, yes.
A big turn up for women. We have in compete in compatible goals.
Yes.
Secondly, separating product
Functions.
function is un, union
Unlikely. Unlikely.
uh, unlikely,
Mm-hmm.
unlikely to encourage innovation.
Yes. So Nike was designing the shoes and clothes themselves, right?
Yeah.
So it took 18 months production cycles. Wow, very long time. So which made it hard to stay in step with the new styles and colors for women. Yes. So the apparel group which worked around 12-month cycles was better and keeping up with fashion trends. Oh, so they made a new strategy for the women's design, right?
Yeah.
Yes, for shoes and clothes. Okay, so how to talk to women? Okay. What are some strategy in talking to women's customers?
Mm. Oh, when Zaki Thomas, nice US brand marketing director for women's first hit a face Nike good this.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't impressed. Um,
Yes.
Night goodness had to mean something to woman, and it's were her job to make that happen. For
Okay.
John Fox, the real power of night goodness is not about traffic a store. It's about changing mind inside the company. I knew that goodness could
Galvanize.
galvanize galvanize use. He said,
Ah,
it
yes.
was an opportunity to re to
Define.
redefine and
Energize. Yes.
re-energize our entire brand about around a market that was taking off.
Talking of. Yes. So, for Jackie Thomas, so Jackie Thomas is a marketing director in US brand. So they she found out that Nike Goodies is not good title for the brand, right? So she changed the strategy. She make another name. So Goodies, she don't like the name Nike Goodies for the product, right? Yes. Okay, so she changed the name of the product. So maybe that's why today um Nike goodies become Nike, right?
Uh,
Nike's only, no goodies. Okay, so let's read the text and complete the SWOT analysis with the different elements of Nike strategic positions. Okay, based on the text that you have read, what are some strengths they use? Or what are some strengths on the text?
mm,
What are some strengths they use in the company? Is there any strengths that you can consider in the company?
mm. I think uh, Nike can sell to women, make they stronger.
Yes, the heads of the company, the director, what else? The vice president, they help each other, right?
And
Yes, they help each other, and the brand marketing also. So they have they combine their knowledge in order for the company to improve, right? Yes,
yeah,
those are some strengths you consider inside the company. So what are some weaknesses? Do you find any weaknesses in the company? I think the one of the weaknesses of the company is the time they consume, right?
The time, a circle time.
Time. They took a lot of time to
Oh.
improve.
Mm.
Yes, right? They are, yes. So maybe that's one of the weakness of the company. Okay, how about some opportunities?
Mm. Opportunities.
Yes, is there some opportunities? What are some opportunities?
Mm.
So because before they found out that company is is not good for the women's customer, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So what are some opportunities they do or they did? It was an opportunity to redefine and re-energize our entire brand around a market that was talking of. Yes, that was from Jackie Thomas, the marketing director for women, right?
Yeah.
Yes. She made some opportunity to redefine and re-energize the entire brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the opportunity. Okay, threats. Is there any threats? Is there any threats in the company? No? So some treats, like for example, for the women, there are many of the retail settings in which the company product were found were a turn off to female, right? Yes, if they would not change the concept of the company, so it makes the product turn off to the female customers. So that is one of the threats of the company. So they should change the concept in order for the female customers will not be turned off for the products, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Because of if female customers will no longer buy their products, so their sales would be decreased. So that's one of the threats.
Yeah. Great.
Y- Yes. Okay. Now let's learn. Let's answer this. Synonyms. Okay, so replace the italicized words with one that has a similar meaning. Okay, can you read?
Uh, nine Destiny was controlled by its founders,
Yes. So
designers,
founders, what founders
sponsors,
means? Founders, when you say founders. In
founders,
other in other word, that is it designers, sponsors, creators? What's the synonyms of the word founders?
creator.
Yes, you are the creator of the brand.
Yeah.
How about number two?
The company has a cheese house,
Achilles heel. Okay.
a
What
cheese. Yeah.
yes, what does it mean? Strong point, secret weapon, or hidden weakness? Heel. Mm-hmm. Okay, what
As in,
does it mean? Mm-hmm.
as in hills.
A small problem or weakness in a person or a system that can result in failure, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what does it mean? Or in other words, Achilles heel means strong point, secret weapon, or hidden weakness.
Hmm.
Oh, why is my
Strong
camera
point.
is so dark? Is it a strong point? Achilles heel is a weakness, right? It's a failure. So it's the letter C.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. So number three. How about number three?
a collection of people with different levels of seniority.
Okay. So when you say seniority, in other word, what is this? A collection of people with different levels of seniority. Is it knowledge, rank, performance?
Works for a long time.
Mhm. Seniority means
Mm,
seniority by
thank.
seniority. Rank, yes. Like for example, in a soldier, they have their seniority, right?
Yeah.
Different depends upon the rank or the position. Yes, of a person, yes, by seniority. Okay,
Yeah.
number four.
Now has found that it can keep many of its core attributes.
Oh, Nike has found that it can keep many of its core attributes. So when you say attributes, what is that? Is it origins, qualities, aspects?
Uh,
Do you know the word attributes?
yes.
Okay. So a quality or characteristic that someone or something has.
Yes.
Okay. So in other words, attributes means origin, qualities, aspects.
Qualities.
Yes, very good. Okay, number five.
Vice President of Global Apparel.
Apparel. Apparel means what? Is it
Uh,
clothing, equipment, designs?
Uh, Closings.
Okay. Yes. Is it clothing? Yes. Clothes of a particular type when they are being sold in a shop.
Yeah.
So, clothing. Very good. Oh, I forgot to study our IPA, the pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay. So, oh, it's only 1 minute left.
Yes, I think we can do it like lesson in
Yes, we will have our
Thursday.
IPA. Yes, we will have our IPA next time.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all for today, Mr. Yo. So see you again on Thursday.
Yes. Thank you, teacher,
Yes.
for waiting for me.
It's okay, no problem. Okay, so keep safe. Bye.
Yes. Bye.